Buddy. Dropping a lot of frames, but it looks are up. Yeah, I'm dropping just a ton of like. So everything's just being day, which is just exactly what you want when you're trying to stream stuff. But yeah. Just everything's being weird. So Twitch is online. It looks like Twitch is consistently working. So if you can hear me and you're having issues, maybe try Twitch. It looks like Twitch is pretty consistent. That's twitch.tv/team_treehouse. Beam and YouTube are just having issues. And even like my music keeps timing out. So I don't know what's up. I don't know if it's my internet being weird. I don't know if it's Restream being weird, if it's YouTube being weird and thus Restream having problems, or what. There's definitely some stuff going on though. This is very strange. So I'm just gonna hang out here for a second. Yeah, it's dropping 80% of frames. What is going on? What if... Yeah, YouTube's having an issue receiving streams. Retrieving seams. That's what I was saying there. Yeah, it shows that I'm dropping like 60% of frames, which is just so much fun. The music keeps cutting out. I have no idea what's going on. All right. I mean, I can't do a whole lot at the moment. So, yeah. We could try streaming to just a single service. But I don't think that that's gonna work. Yeah, I mean, I'm still dropping like half of all the frames. This is not going well. All right, so let's just try and just see what we can get done. And I'm just gonna stay on as long as I can. So if you can hear and see me, let me know. Gonna try to just keep streaming. Yeah. All right. So I guess we will find out what's going on as we play with this. This is ridiculous. I'm wondering if I should restart. I don't know. I don't think I should. Okay, so I want to install this. You see and hear nothing on Beam. Pause. Okay. I'm sorry about that. That's no good. Now it's working. Okay. That's great. I'm still showing almost 100% dropped frames at this point. It's at like 98 point... It's at 97 now. Beam is working. All right. So we've got at least one going out, and that'll record a VOD. So that's better than nothing, I guess. Okay, so I got OAuth Toolkit installed. So let's go ahead and add it. I'm going to shrink this down. It's just way too big. Okay, so we have to add OAuth 2 provider in here. OAuth 2 provider. And then we want to add that into our authentication classes. Excuse me. So I wonder if we want that to be the only one, or if we just want to add that as an extra one. I think I'm just going to add that as an extra one. But let's do it as the first one, so that's where it tries first. OAuth2_provider.ext.rest_framework.OAuth2 authentication. All right, so we got Beam working. We're in the 70s on dropped frame percentage, which is just ridiculous. But whatever. We will get stuff working. I promise. So let's do O for that. And then we need to include OAuth to provider.urls and set the namespace equal to OAuth to provider. Okay. And let's save that. Okay, and then we need to run migrate. Yeah, I think we actually had all those migrations in there from before. But, okay. So now, that's explaining how OAuth works. We know how OAuth works, at least a little bit. So let's go over here. So we've got all of these things. So we want to go to /o/applications. All right. Okay, so I made a user in the admin already, so I'm not worried about that one. Permissions we might have to set up. And then we want to try and get... Oh, we already have one in here. Okay. So let's go over here to Postman. And those look the same. Okay. Cool. So request that token. Same blank screen we got last time. I don't know what's up with the blank screen. This is all we've been getting lately. But if I make that same request... Is it because we don't have HTTPS here? That shouldn't be it. Make sure that I get the... Yeah, see, this is ridiculous. It's completely done there. Why is this not working? Do we have to do... Is authenticated or create? So that's a sign up. That's a user serializer. Okay, but we don't actually want to do that. We don't want to make a sign up view. Is it the client? Is it something over here that's wrong? Public. Let's just try the authorization code. Still nothing. What if we're trying to get client credentials? Okay. So let's change this one to do client credentials. Can't do that. So authorization code. So we go to confidential. We go to authorization code. If we try to go to there, what does that give us? Missing client ID parameter. Right, because it is. Is that the problem? Is like our token page some other... No, it's /o/token. What is up with this? This is so weird. Like, okay, I'm going to delete this application. Yeah, delete that application. Let's make a brand new application. Okay. Who knows? All right, so there's our client ID. There's our client secret. Our client type is going to be public. And we're going to do authorization code. Let's just leave out the redirect URI for now. Ah, it can't be empty. Okay. Okay. Authorization code. What if it's not locally? What if it's... What else could it be, y'all? Okay, let's make this confidential. This is so weird. Could not complete OAuth 2 login. Yeah. No, you couldn't. Okay, what if we make this OAuth 1? No, see, that's not right, because we don't have all of this stuff, right? And we don't want all of that stuff. We just want this. And I don't think it can be this resource owner password based, because I think for that one we have to send the password through the URL, right? Yeah, that's not a client credentials thing. All right, pause. Why did it work only once? What's your idea there? Other than, like, you know, goblins or something. Meanwhile, I'm going to come look at the issues. Postman doesn't destroy OAuth sessions. What if I do that? Does that destroy all my OAuth sessions? I need to change the URL to the logout one and then switch it back. Okay. So what's our logout one? Our logout one is... we don't have a logout one. Right? We just have delete. Yeah, I don't have a logout URL. I mean, I could go to, like... Found that on there. Okay. Using Postman to test API calls. Pure... I'm not going to do that one. Okay, yeah, it wouldn't be checked because we're doing this remote thing here. Yeah, see, that's their service. Their service has this logout thing. Our service doesn't have a logout thing. Our service only has, like, register, deleting applications, and we can delete a token, but we have to know the URL for the token, and if I remember correctly, we don't have any tokens. Access tokens. Yeah, see, there's no tokens. There's no refresh tokens. There's no grants. There is nothing except for this one application, which is just skip authorization. What does that do? Nothing as far as Postman's concerned. Okay. So environment templates and globals? No. We don't have anything there. Okay. Shared and no, we don't have anything there. We don't have anything there. Okay. What if we just ditch localhost? And let's just start a new one here. I don't know if this will work, but what if we do this? No, that didn't work either. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to turn that back off. Save and continue editing. Okay. Request a new one. If we take off the local thing, I didn't change anything. If we go to localhost instead of 127, which really shouldn't matter because if we can get to 127 here, we should be able to get to 127 here. No. If I had an authorized token, I could delete it. I could revoke a token. Yeah, we could try going to revoke token. I really don't think that'll matter. Yeah, see, that doesn't seem to have done anything. Yeah, I don't know what's up. Error, invalid grant error with 401. Yeah. Okay, if I remember correctly, we had a thing last time where we were able to do like a curl request and get the token, right? Yeah, okay. So let's try that. Let's try, so let's try like this. And open up a shell. And let's see, curl exists. Okay, so paste that in. And then come over here. And we put in username. And we put in password. And then we... Where did that go? No. Here we go. Client ID. And then client secret. Really? You don't know what that is? Okay. Well, let's try git bash. I don't know if this one will work or not, but we'll try it. Couldn't resolve. Okay. Let's do this. Tools, new scratch file, plain text. Paste. Paste simple. No? No? Okay. Oh, computers. Okay. There we go. Okay. So, now let's put in the username. Let's put in the password and the client ID would be this thing. And then the client secret would be that thing. Okay. So now, copy that whole thing. Come over here to get bash. Unauthorized client. Why is that an unauthorized client? Is it because of that? Yes. Okay. So now we have a token. Right? So we have a token of some kind. All right. So now I want to test this, but I don't have a handy way. I don't have a handy way of testing this, which is unfortunate. Well, okay, I guess I can do something like that. So let's make sure that we've got something that's restricted. So we need to add these. We need to add these roles. So let's do that here. It's OAuth to provider. OAuth to provider equals that. Yep. And then scopes is a list of scopes, or a dictionary of scopes. Okay, so then let's add in, we'll say read. That's the read scope. Write, that's the writing scope. And then this one has groups, access to your groups. So I'll copy that one. I don't think I need it. Access to your groups. But I think I do need, like, say, I think I do need, say, like, thoughts, right? So access to your thoughts. Okay, so that will be the scope that we give to somebody who has access to get into thoughts. I think that's the way that works. Pretty sure that's the way that works. Okay, so then over here in our view sets, we need to set up this one with permissions classes. And let's say permissions dot is authenticated. Authenticated, that's the way. And token has scope. I think I want that read-write scope. Let's try that. Okay. Permissions is not defined. Well, can we import it? That one comes from there. That one comes from there. Okay. We good? You gonna run? Okay, and this no longer has the OAuth token. Because they don't have a token. Okay, so we probably need some sort of like has token, has whatever stuff and things, right? That's what I want. I want this is authenticated or token has scope. Yeah, okay. Is authenticated or token has scope. And we need to import that. And I know we have some imports that we're not using, but that's okay. Okay, so now let's come over here, refresh. Okay, so I can still get these things because I'm authenticated. I don't have to have the token scope. But if I come over here and I use my token and I try to get that page, then I have to do the bearer thing, right? Yeah. So now, if I come back over here, I got the token. Okay, so now I should be able to do like one of these kinds of things. So I should be able to do like, oh wait, not here. Close that one. Here. There we go. So I should be able to do like curl. What is it? Move you down. Okay. Curl -h authorization bearer and then the access token. Okay. And then close that quote and then http://127.0.01:8000 /API/thoughts, right? Let's go look at our JavaScript. That's the one we want. No, not that one. We want this one. Okay, so that goes to API thoughts JSON. And I got an error. What was my error? Improperly configured. Token has scope requires the view to define the required scope's attribute. Okay. So then I think we're getting there. I think we're almost there, y'all. Okay, so then we would do like required scopes equals thoughts. Okay. So now do not have permission to perform this action. Okay. So now let's go into the admin. Let's look at this. Okay. Let's go back to here. Let's look at our tokens. Let's look at this token. And it doesn't have any scopes. It has read and write, but nothing else. So if we give it the thoughts one, and then try this again, bam, there's all of our thoughts. And we didn't have to log in. I mean, we logged in, but we didn't have to log in for this request. We just had to log in for the other stuff. Okay, so we've got auth kind of sort of working. We have an auth. It's not an effective auth. It's not a great auth. But it is an auth. Let me see if I can I somehow make this? Oh, there we go. Thankfully I can do something like that. Okay, let's go to hack and let's go to 16. Okay. There we go. Now we can actually see what's going on there. Okay. So, yay. We have auth working to some degree. Okay, so now a few other things, I guess. We should probably add some other scopes, or do we just want the read-write scope, right? Like, that's all we really care about. And then I want to test one other thing here. So let's open this up. Let's add a thought to a different user, so to test user. Ecstatic, hope this doesn't show. Okay, so save that. Did my blank screen problem go away? No, it did not. But that's okay. And I didn't get it. Okay, sweet. So that didn't work. That did not do what I hoped it wouldn't do. Yeah. So, nice. All right. So, now by default, I'm guessing we just give the read-write, right? Let's save that. We take off the thoughts. Let's run this again. I don't have permission. And that's because of this thing. So let's just say this has to have read and write. And now I can get it. Yay. Okay. So that's really all I care about, is that it has the read-write thing, right? You don't think Beam is pulling in the YouTube chat? That could be. Let me reload my chat thing here real quick. And this has this weird thing where it's always like, hey, what if I update everything real quick? All right, so now, if somebody's watching on YouTube, please send a message into chat. Let's see if this shows up. Because, yeah, maybe some of the chat wasn't showing. All right, so I'm going to get rid of this code that we were not using. I'm going to get rid of that and that, which we're not using. Okay, and then let's look at our other serializers, because I basically want to give them all the same thing. Hey, Marine. All right, now there's chat. Sorry about that, everybody. I did not realize that it wasn't working. I don't want serializers. I want view sets. All right, so now let's paste that in. Get rid of that. Both of those should actually be up there. That should be there. It's very important to alphabetize these things. If you don't alphabetize them, everything falls apart. Just so you know. All right, so now I should be able to go here and go to like users.json. Did that only get me one user? Yes. That just got me. Sweet. All right. So now, what other groups, thoughts, that's all I really care about. And that's it, right? I just want to have users, and I want to have I want to have users and I want to have thoughts. I'm not going to worry about the groups because we're not really using those. So cool. Okay, so let's commit this, and we'll say OAuth-ish. Commit and push. We'll try that again, Marine. We'll give that a shot. So Marine's asking if maybe stuff was pushed off to the side. No, there's no scroll bar on that. There's literally nothing on there. There's nothing there. And yeah, pause. Definitely thoughts is most important. Users, I think we may need if the Android app is going to do creating of users, which I don't see why it wouldn't. It seems silly to make somebody go sign up on the website and then come back. So I'm not going to worry about that. I don't know why Postman's not working. I kind of don't care at this point. Curl works okay, and we'll be okay. You know what? I will check it out. I already had it open. But let's see what they're doing here. So they're using a different package, Social OAuth 2. Okay, well, you know what? I have something working, so I'm gonna just leave it alone. I'm just gonna leave that alone. But I will add that to my live stream list. Apparently, I already had it on a security list. And we'll just leave that alone. What is that bar on the bottom? It's not a horizontal scroll bar, Marine. I'll show you what you're seeing. Let's go back over here to Postman. So we go to OAuth 2. We hit Get New Access Token. We hit Request Token. This thing you're seeing right here, it's the window below. See? So that's what it is. Yeah, pause. Maybe it does work with the current one, but he's using a different library. He's using Django REST Framework Social OAuth 2, which isn't this thing that we're using. What is this one? Django OAuth Toolkit. And while we could totally switch to that one, one, I kind of don't want to. And two, we seem to have it working, so let's not worry about that for now. Like, let's leave well enough alone. But I don't have anything else to do on this project right now. And we still have an hour and 15 minutes or so left of this stream. So, let's do something else. What? I'm going to leave this open to chat for a minute. What else would y'all like to do? We got an hour. Let's build something different. Let's play with a library. I'll do a quick intro to Python course if anybody wants. We can play around with, I don't know. I literally have no ideas at the moment. There's a thing I've been wanting to try out that's pretty cool looking. It's called Fire from Google. Have y'all seen this yet? It's Python Fire. Let's fix the graph to make it cooler. Maybe. Python Fire is pretty cool. You basically run this, and it turns your class or your functions or your script or your whatever into a command line application. So you don't have to set all that stuff up yourself. So like that's pretty neat. That's a pretty cool little idea. The cipher, yeah, so far this project is Python and JavaScript. vastly, vastly more Python than JavaScript. Yeah. So right now, that's what it is. So next week, hopefully, we're gonna start doing some Android on this as well. So we'll see how that goes using Android. But hopefully, I will have another Treehouse teacher here, Ben Deitch. He'll be here to help. I don't know how we're gonna do 2 people in the stream, but we will somehow find a way of doing 2 people. And I also don't know if I'm gonna be coding or if he's gonna be coding. One of those two. So that'll be fun. So hopefully you will all tune in. That's the word. For next week's course. Next week's stream. Not course, stream. Can you tell it's been a long day already? Next week's stream, when we start doing some Android stuff. I would start doing Android stuff now, but I know I can't even put my fingers close enough together to show you how little I know about Android. I have done one Android demo that I did through a tutorial, and that's it. I've taken a couple of Java courses, and that was it. Yeah. So is this like metamorphism in a way? What do you mean by that, Cypher? Let me know what you're asking there. So let's talk about this chart that that Pause brought up, and then I'm kind of wondering about this. I'm kind of thinking I want to drop that down. So let's see. Now y'all got me doing stuff. API guide, view sets. What I actually want is pagination. So let's look at how I do the pagination thing. Marine, last time that you did Android, it was the magic 8-ball intro on Treehouse. Yeah, I haven't even taken the first Android course yet on Treehouse. Maybe I'll do that like today. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so pagination. Looks like we do that mainly in settings. So here's our REST framework stuff. And there is just never enough room on a screen. Have y'all noticed that? Default pagination class is REST framework dot pagination dot limit offset pagination. And page size, yeah, we'll do 100 for the default, and then I'm going to change that on I want to change that on the view. I have to set pagination class, huh? That's too bad. Okay, that's fine though. Thought view set. Okay, I'm just gonna do the pagination in here. Oops, still have caps lock on. Mr. Zero Farizo. That's a neat name. What's my favorite programming language? It is most definitely Python. I have a ton of work and experience in Python, so that obviously colors the love of Python for me. But it's also just a really fun and interesting way of coding, I think, and of approaching programming. So I'm pretty big on that. So I probably do want page number pagination, right? So that's a single page number. No, limit offset makes more sense. Because then you go, I need 50 and I want you to start at 25, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so I want to modify this. So I want to do class thought pagination. And this will be limit offset pagination. And that needs to be imported. Yep, import that one. And we're going to say pass for now. So page size was the attribute. Okay. So page size equals 20. And then down here, we say pagination class is equal to thought pagination. And swap those around. Okay, so now if I come over here and refresh, I see nothing. Why do I see nothing? What failed there? Yeah, none of these do what I want. Yeah, okay. Close that. Is it not page size? Okay, so it says we can take that off. Weird. Alpha Oglio, can we play with Django Honeypot or Django Debug Toolbar? So I've got the Debug Toolbar installed here. We can take a look at that. But yeah, we could totally do Django Honeypot. That is, if I remember correctly, done by a friend of mine. Oh, the problem is now that it's inside results, it's not inside. Ah ha 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 ha. Okay, so this dot states dot results. Something is not working. Weird. Did I forget to add the version of OAuth 2? Oh, yeah, I totally did. Thanks for catching that. Settings. Django OAuth Toolkit 0.12.0. Django OAuth Toolkit. I think that was right. Django OAuth Toolkit 0.12.0. Yeah. So this isn't including the JavaScript, is it? Does this have the JavaScript in it? Okay. Push. Let me see what we got over here. The cipher says, like, it's writing code and it can read the code it wrote. The Python writing the JavaScript code and Python will read it. No. All of the JavaScript is just plain JavaScript. It's like React JavaScript, but it's just JavaScript. I want to see what's in here. Aha, we're getting an error here. This.props.map is not a function, which is true, because thoughts is a dictionary. It's an array of 0. Is a word called hower? Yeah, H-O-W. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe not. Whatever. It's fine. Mr. 0 for 0 says, I want to become a web developer. I learned HTML, CSS, small part of JavaScript. What else programming languages do I need to learn to be better in web developing? Depends on what you want to do. If you want to do stuff on the web, and you just want to do stuff on the front end, then that's it. You're good. If you want to do stuff on... If you want to do stuff on the back end, then you'll need to learn a back end language of some kind. There. I'll make you happier, Clorox. Just because, whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay. I want to know, though, why this isn't working. Like, why is that coming through as this empty thing? And it's got to be coming out of that index.jsx. You've never heard someone say hower? I don't know what to tell you. I'm... module not found. No module named Webpack Loader. Yeah, you're going to have to do all this JavaScript stuff. And I'm actually really... Yeah, those are in there. Preview diff. Yeah, pause. You're going to need to install a bunch of Node stuff. Data dot results. Because that's really all I care about. I don't care about any of the rest of it. There we go. But I'm still getting, like, All of them. Oh, is there only 16 items? Okay, so let's drop that down then. So this can go away. There's only 16 items right now. So let's change this. Let's change this to be 10. Okay, so now if we refresh this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. So we got our 10 most recent things. Okay, so let's see. We got other things here. Pause says they're getting module not found, error no module named Webpack Loader. That's also a settings thing, which means it's probably also a thing I forgot to put into requirements. Look, man, we've been going really fast. I'm not keeping up on everything, okay? So let's Django Webpack Loader 0.4.1. Yeah, Django-Webpack-Loader 0.4.1. Django Webpack Loader 0.4.1, right? Yeah. Okay. So there's that. Version control. Submit. Yeah, go ahead and submit all of that. Pat. You know, sometimes pagination in React Webpack requirement. There are times when it's just not worth using Vim keys everywhere, which I can't believe I'm saying that, but yeah. Okay, and then these are all coming in. Those are all fine. Okay, cool. So if we were to update this graph, pause, the problem is we'd have to fix the graph so it looks better, which is fine, and I want to do that at some point, I guess. But on top of that, we then have to make it to where the graph updates when we submit something here too, right? So I have to put the graph into React. And I'm sure if I went and looked at like React, let's do chart. If I went and looked at, yeah, so like we can find charting examples with React. That's cool. And that's probably something that we want to look at, right? Is doing some of these. I don't want to do them right now though. That's the problem there. Let's check out Django Honeypot. So that who was it that was asking for that? Alpha, so that Alpha can see what on what's going on. So Alpha, I have a live stream on GeoDjango already. It was my first one. I think it's on my channel, not on Treehouse's channel. So yeah, that might not be as easy. But anyway, I have done one. Let's check and see. Let's look and see if it's on the playlist. If it's not, maybe I can find a way to move it over there. I need to update this. Yeah, it's not on this one. So if you go to my YouTube, I am just username Kenneth Love on the YouTube. If you go and you look here, right here, uploads, Treehouse LiveCoding Django travel blog. That one, we've been doing this for almost a half a year, y'all. That's amazing. That right there, we do GeoDjango stuff, alpha. So go read that one, or watch that one. Don't read it. It's weird to read videos. Go watch that one, and I'm sure you will enjoy it. Okay, so Django Honeypot is pretty cool because Honeypot lets us put a field into a form to make sure that it's not being sent in by a bot, right? So we can... It's like a really low-level, old-school form of doing human verification, of doing CAPTCHA. So the idea would be like we would have this form, and if we were to inspect, let's inspect this form real quick. Okay, so we've got our form, and then if we were to do edit as HTML, there we go. So if we were to add a new thing here, and I'm going to leave it like that just for now so you can see it. And we'd call this like honeypot, and that would be it. Right? That's our form. Okay, so we have this honeypot form. And then if anybody puts any data into this field and then they submit it, we go, "Oh, no, hey, you're not a real, like you're not a human, you're a computer," because bots that are filling out forms will go through and they will fill out every single field. Because they're under the assumption that every field is required. It's easier to assume that they're all required than it is to go, "Hey, this one's required, this one's not, because this one has a star next to it," right? So they just fill them all out. And if they fill out your honeypot field, then you're like, "Oh, hey, you're not a person. You're a bot, so I don't want you in my database," or whatever. So that's what Django Honeypot does, is Django Honeypot puts in those fields and then checks them to make sure that there's not a value in them. Now, I would do it on ours, but we have a problem on ours that the only field we really let people fill out is this one right here. And it's controlled through React. So Django Honeypot adding a field to it wouldn't matter. And also it's behind a login, so they can't get into it. I suppose we could do it for like the sign up page. Yeah, I'm sure I want to log out. We could do it for like here, I suppose, to make sure that the sign up is being done through an actual user. That's really about it. That's about the only place that somebody can put data into our database without having to be already authenticated and like logged in and everything, right? So we can add it real quick just to play with it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, whatever. It's fine. Hey, Syed? Kazim? Sorry if I butchered your name there. 3.5, cool. Okay. But yeah, so let's give Honeypot a try. There we go. And we'll add, and we'll say honeypot. That's the James Turk one. Yep. Okay, so it's 0.6.0. See, I'm doing that so I'll remember to put it into requirements. Okay, so there it is in requirements. And then we go back over here to settings, and we have to add it to our stuff. I'm going to put it, it really doesn't matter where I put it. I think it was called Honeypot. Yeah. You almost always need to define Honeypot field name, which is the name to use for the Honeypot field. Some sophisticated bots will attempt to avoid fields named Honeypot. Some otherwise name your field something slightly more realistic, such as phone number or body 2. All right, so let's go with that. We'll put that down here at the bottom. So honeypot field equals let's call it favorite movie. Sure, whatever. That's a great name. Is it possible to extract files from a RAR file with Python? Probably. Okay, so I don't care about doing any of those things. And then we do the check honeypot decorator. What if I'm using a class-based view, though? I won't have a honeypot decorator. Okay, so we could just add a middleware. View middleware ensures that for all incoming post requests to views, request.post contains a valid honeypot field. Okay. And honeypot middleware does both of those. That's the easiest way to get them. And you can do that in most cases. Okay, so let's do that. Let's add middleware, middleware, there we go. Okay, so we want this probably up here near the CSRF one. So that's probably going to be like honeypot.middleware.honeypot.middleware. The P is not capitalized. Okay, honeypot. Hey, look at that. I was right. Honeypot middleware honeypot.middleware. Okay, so honeypot.middleware.honeypot.middleware. Okay, so let's check out our thing here. Object takes no parameters. Okay. Huh. Something's unhappy here. What is unhappy? I see there's some chat coming in. I will check that in just a minute. I'm going to bet this is something to do inside Honeypot. And if I try to go to this page, it's not going to work, is it? Yeah, because the site's down. Okay. Technical side, how can I learn coding? Go read tutorials. Go write code. There's really not any other place or way to do it. Okay, so what's up, Honeypot? See, this is where we go and we look at the issues. Write real docs. That's a good issue, dude. Too bad you didn't do that on your own thing before we started using it. Jesse, what seems so complicated about it? Tell me what you're worried by or confused by, and I'll try to answer it for you. Okay, I don't want to deal with decorators. So do we have? We've got template tags. We've got all we have is decorators. Oh, come on, dude. Seriously? Is this all you're going to write? Is decorators, which I then have to try to turn into a class-based view? Because I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. 2 years ago, 25 days ago. Yeah, 25 days ago you updated this. But you didn't actually change anything. Okay, so we're not using Django Honeypot. That would be how to do it. If that worked. But it's not working. And I don't want to write the code required to make it work because that's just silly. So okay, so let's close this. Let's look up. I want to find out Python rar. Let's see if there's a way to extract files from a rar with Python. Hey, look at that rar file, rar archive reader for Python. I'm gonna bet you that'll do it. Let's look at the docs here. Documentation. It's handy. So we can import the rar file and then open the rar file. And then we can find out the file names and the file size for each file that's inside the RAR, and then we can even read the file that's in the RAR. So not only can we extract files from the RAR, we can just look at individual files inside that RAR if we want. So cool. That's neat. It looks like you have to have an unRARing function or a software somewhere on your system that it can get to, but other than that, you're good. So cool. There you go. There's the answer to that one. All right, so let's see. Technical site says, how can I learn coding? There are lots of ways to learn coding. The easiest way is to find something you want to write the code for and then go write the code for it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know of another way to answer that one. Everybody else, what's your favorite way to do coding and stuff? Everybody, what's your what do you all feel? Yeah, Cypher, that'll totally work for installing something on Windows. Windows and Python 3.6, the newest Python, actually have a very weird thing. If you have pip installed, but it's an old version of pip, you can't use it to install new packages. You have to go and get the git pip script, use that to install the newest version of pip inside your Python that has the old pip, and then you can use pip to install things. But you're still better off using the python-m pip install whatever it is you want to install. So, yeah. This isn't actually what I wanted. That's just showing off people that are using charts. Chart.js is probably the kind of thing we would want to do. I don't know. Y'all want to try this? Let's try the charting thing. I have no idea if it'll work. My guess is it won't. But let's find out. We won't know until we try. Okay, so we need to install React Chart.js and actually Chart.js. Okay, make this smaller. All right, npm install save React Chart.js. Okay, so it looked like we were good. Okay. And then npm install save chart.js at 1.1.1 or better. Or maybe that's version starting with 1.1.1. I don't know, whatever. All right, back to that. All right. So then, let's go back to our, not there, we want index.js. Okay, so then up here, we will need, all right, let's look at what else Chart.js gives us. Cool, Chart.js. You've got some nice, excuse me, you've got some nice charts. Do we have examples? Yeah. Yeah, eight chart types. Okay. Read the detailed documentation. Okay. We're not doing any of that stuff, at least not right now. Okay, so let's see. Line chart. Line chart, something like that. Okay. Bar chart, something like that. I guess that one could be interesting for each of the like conditions. Like, how did you feel at any given time? That could be kind of neat. Radar, not as useful. Polar area, not as useful. We've got too many of those things, right? Pi could be useful because we could take, like, most of the time you felt this way, most of the time you felt that way. All right, let's try doing a donut chart. So looking at this, I would need to import the donut chart thing. So, import donut chart from React-chart.js I bet that's not going to work. Let's find out. Do we see chart.js in there anywhere? No. Okay, let's try canceling this and rerunning it and see if chart.js comes in. No. Okay. Okay, whatever. Okay. I could probably just do it that way. Var donut chart, because I like donuts, right? Everybody likes donuts. Actually, let's see. Let's not do a donut chart. Let's do the pie chart. Okay, so pie chart equals require React chart.js dot pie. We'll find out. We'll find out if that works or not. And so then we're going to need to do something like this down in here. So let's do div class name equals row, and then close that div just in case. Div class name equals call md6. Close that div. And then inside here, we want this stuff. Okay, so this won't be line chart, this will be pie chart. And then we don't have any of this chart data or anything yet. Okay, so let's figure out what our chart data should look like. The data to plot as arcs. Label. Hey, here we go. Here's something useful. Okay. So, that does that. Okay. So we probably want to turn this out into its own component, but let's worry about that a little bit later. Okay, so okay, so this dot set data, blah blah blah, right there. Okay, and I want to say chart data is going to be equal to a bunch of stuff. So let's actually set this to be this. This is a really bad, horrible way of doing this, but whatever. So labels, let's do red, blue, yellow. data sets. Okay, and then these are dictionaries. There's just one dictionary. Okay. So data 350, 100. Background color. Oh, I see. So now we're setting the data here. Okay. So FF6384 36A2EB and FFCE56. Okay. Or no, wait. Haha. Oh, yeah, okay. So that's fine. Okay. So then I would want here oh, I wish I could see the JavaScript that's actually building this. That would be so much nicer. And I suppose I can look at the sources. But then I get something like this. Yes, pretty print that. Click on that thing. Okay. So now let's look for pi. That didn't tell me what I wanted. Okay. The data to plot as arcs. Okay, so those are just options. So this is just the data that comes in. Okay, so we could get rid of the options. And here we could just put in this.state.chart data. And I need to log in. Failed to compile. Adjacent JSX elements must be wrapped in an enclosing tag. Okay. Hey, the webmaster, how you doing? So far, I don't know that any of this is actually amazing yet. Yeah, serializer. This is currently React. Not very good React, but it is React. Next props.data.forEach is not a function. But that would be inside pi. So I want to see what my state currently is. None, because the React stuff didn't load. But it did, because I got this. Just not the chart stuff. Let's just hard code this for now. So that would be that. And then that. Take that off. Delete that. And then we need a comma there. Okay. Maybe that was the issue. I think I had a weird typo in there. Oh, we got something. Okay, chart data. We've got data sets. We've got labels. Okay, those came in. Can't promise that they're good, but they came in. But we don't have whatever thing there that we were gonna put in. Okay, so Cyril DeSato asks what the music is. So this is actually a Treehouse employee. His name is Chris Zabriskie. So check him out. He's pretty awesome. He's got stuff on all the major music platforms. So yeah. Title might be off, serializer. It states Django. It is Django. This is all running on top of Django. We're doing React in here, but this is all Django. So we got the React or the Django stuff that we wanted to do done earlier. So don't worry, we're good. We're good. Shouldn't be that. Okay. See, I'm wondering about this pie chart thing. I'm thinking that that's wrong. See, and we never load pie chart in any of this stuff. What am I looking for? Package. No, not package. Webpack. Yeah, I shouldn't have to add it into this. It should automatically add it in. Right? Let's look up Webpack chart.js. Webpack chart. Don't know that that's what I want. Yeah, I don't want that. Okay. So, let's see. So something on here somebody was talking about. View chart examples. I've got React and React DOM. Those are fine. Micro apps is hiring. Great. Cool. Okay, you're not helpful. So do I need to add it into here? I don't know. Let's find out. What's the worst that can happen? I guess there's a lot of bad things that could happen, but they usually don't happen. So it's fine. Usually the bad things are fine, and you just ignore them. Okay, chart.js. Failed to compile. Can't resolve chart.js in there. Okay, fair enough. Where's our live stream? Okay, node modules. What do I have inside here? Chart.js. Is that it? Need to require it. Yeah, maybe. This is the fun thing about y'all getting to watch me do this is I'm not great at JavaScript. I'm very out of practice at JavaScript. I used to do a lot more of it, but now I don't do very much. Okay, so now it says it's got chart.js. Okay. Okay. So now see, I'm wondering if I couldn't just do that. But let's try running this thing again. Yeah, and nothing comes up. Okay, so let's do like console.log pie chart. And I should have my console up if I'm going to console log something. Just a little pro tip, everybody. Put your console up if you're going to console log something. See, that should have reloaded too. We've got Chartist, which I think Chartist will work with React. I think I remember seeing something in the documentation about using it with React. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I saw something about that. Bower. Oh no, maybe that was it. Maybe it was, excuse me, maybe it was just that it worked through Bower, which I'd rather not do Bower if I don't have to. So let's not worry about that one. That is still waiting. Compiling. Okay, compiled. Okay, so we're getting a thing here it doesn't like. Next.props.data.forEach is not a function. Sure. Okay, I did get something here. Yeah, create class, right? So that right there should be my console log. So that thing. So let's just try doing this. Let's just try doing import chart.js as chart. I don't know if I can do that one. What I'd rather do is import PyChart from chart.js. Cannot resolve symbol PyChart. Module is not installed. Which leads me to think that we have this stuff that we've got to do. Which I really don't want to do. Okay, but let's try it. So we have alias something. alias chart require.resolve chart.js. And then we take that out. That didn't work. Throw new Webpack options validation error. Yeah, something there died real fast. So maybe I still need the chart.js there. Oh wait, that's... Okay. This goes down here in resolve. Can't resolve chart.js.py. Yeah, so that's fine, because that makes sense. So then, can I do like that? Or, well, I think it was just chart, right? So that said that was cool. Okay, but now all of this is dead. Okay. So can I do like that? No. Does not like that. Okay. What if I just do import chart? And then down here, can I do chart.py.pychart? Or chart.py? No. Chart is not defined. What do you call that? Okay. Is that it? Yeah, that's React chart. Okay. See, I really don't like that. That seems stupid. But that's required chart.js. Okay, can I do import line? Let's try this. Import line from React chart.js. And then down here, this is line. Compiled successfully. Okay. Oh, check it out. We got a line chart. It looks horrible, but we got a line chart. Okay. So, all right. So now, let's try changing this to pi. And then here, we'll change this to pi. And then we'll refresh this. And what do we get? We get nothing. Data.forEach is not a function. I think I got my code wrong in here somewhere. It's a list. Labels. Data. Do I need to do the hover background too? Okay. Still getting the same thing. Okay. So here, if name is polar area, or name is pi, or name is donut, for each function, segment, segment index. Okay, so there's something that's being put in incorrectly. Yeah, we're not looking at that one right now. We're looking at this one. Data equals. I don't think that'll matter. I mean, I'm seeing everything there. All right, well, let's just do this as a line chart instead, because we had the line working. All right? So we'll do this as line. All right, so there's our lines. So then, what's actually useful on this? What's useful on this is the date for each of these things and the mood. Yeah? So let's figure that out. First of all, though, let's see if we can turn this into its own component, because I'm pretty sure that will be easier if we do it that way. All right, so new file, and let's call this, I don't know, chart.jsx. Yes. I think you need color on the pie chart, like... I mean, I was copying their code. Like, this is exactly what they said to do, right? So data is an array of numbers. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it for right now. Okay, so this one, I want basically this. So just paste that in there for now. Paste that in there for now. And then take that out and paste that in there for now. And then take that out, take that out, and okay, that's good for now. And then I want something like this. But I'm going to call this chart. And then we're going to do render. Like that. And we're going to return something. And we're going to return that thing. And I don't actually need all of that stuff, but that's fine. And then Okay, so that needs to render like a div, and then that, and then a div. And okay, let's try that for right now. Import chart from chart. And then right here, we want to say chart. And data is going to be that. But actually, I don't want that. I want thoughts. And then this dot props. Dot data. Which that's actually not what I want, but we'll handle that. Actually, let's just handle that now. So let's look at this one. Yeah, because I want to steal this constructor. Okay, so it's going to get some props. We're going to get some props in. And let's just do console.log props. Console.log this.props. See what that gives us. Okay. Let's actually just see if this does anything at this point. And then, yeah, we need to do this thing right there. Okay. So we've been failing to compile constantly. So we should compile now. It should compile. Failed to compile. That's fun. Fitting corresponding JSX closing text. Oh, yeah. The chart has to close itself. That's over here. There we go. Okay, compiled successfully. Let's render this. We may not get anything, but I just kind of want to get like no errors. So I didn't get what I wanted. I got a console that's not working. Cannot read property X labels of undefined. That's true, because you don't know what's going on. Okay. So for labels, let's turn the labels. Okay. So here's what we want to have. Did my console, did that print anything out? Yes, I got an object, which has this thing called data in it, which has nothing in there. What if I just look at props? I have to assign the area parameters for pie chart? Okay. Let's get the line chart working and get some sort of interesting bit of data in this first. And see what happens. Oops. Yeah, let's actually change this to thoughts. Because we're rendering all those correctly. Those are all fine. Let's do this here, actually. Console.log this.props. Take that out. There we go. Now we have an array of 10, which is what we wanted. Okay. So if I look at this, each of these is a thought. Right? Yep. And I've got a recorded at, and I've got a condition, and I've got an ID. And I got whatever. Okay. So now let's go up here and let's look at this line chart again. What kind of data do I have to have for a line chart? So just data to point, labels, x-axis ID, y-axis ID. Fill, and then other stuff. All sorts of other stuff. Okay. So really, we just have to have some sort of label for the data set, which that appears there. Okay, so let's start filling this out. So labels, it's just empty. Let's do that. Let's just see what that does. Okay, and then data sets is a list of things. And label here will be thoughts. Fill, let's do true on that because I like the way that looks. And then data here, this needs to be like a map. So I forget how to write maps. So something like that. This dot. I should be able to do props dot. We were just looking at this. What is props? So props has thoughts. Those, actually, because I mistyped. Thoughts. So props.thoughts.map. And then what we want to call the thing. So thought. And then our arrow. And then just our stuff inside there. That seems wrong, but let's give it a try. Okay, so then that is going to be thought dot. Oh, I know you're having trouble. Condition. Okay, so close that. Get rid of that one. That closes that. Okay. So then data here is going to be this dot state dot data. And let's move all of that inside there. What is going on? What is it doing? Okay. I have a feeling that that is like completely wrong, but let's find out what and where it's wrong, and then we'll move on. Okay. Doesn't like this. Unexpected token, expected a comma. Really? ES 2016 map. Oh, we're over time. Well, that's okay. Let's figure this out and then. No, that's not what I want. I want to do a map. Nope. What is it? It's like array.map. Okay. So that, and then like that. That seems really wrong. Hey, Dark Dev. Yeah, we're over time, but as I struggle to figure out how to make this thing work, you've got a minute. Okay. Is that not how that works? Give me an example. Yeah? Var data points equals this props dot thoughts dot map function thought return thought dot condition. Okay. And I realize now why that thing's complaining at me, and it's because I forgot to put, you know, this thing in. So, okay, that compiled successfully. Well, we have something. I don't think we have what we want, but we have something. So if I look at the thoughts, all of that, okay, and if I look at data, I look at data sets, I look at the first data set, data has nothing in it. Okay. Labels has a couple of things in it. Okay. So okay. Data points. Can we console.log data points? And let's ditch this console.log. It's empty. Okay. So can we console.log props.thoughts? When do we actually update the thoughts? We update the thoughts here when everything first loads. No. Here, where everything first loads, we update the thoughts. because they're there by the time this gets called. Right? Yeah. There's on submit. Huh, no, that calls that. Yeah, so when the form loads, or not the form, sorry, when the list loads, it calls this.props.onThoughtsChange, which is over here. This is called update thoughts, and it comes to update thoughts, and this updates the state. When this state updates, it updates this state as well. Or it should. This.state. How do I do that? This.state equals. So thoughts is an empty list. Data is an empty object. Component did mount. Cannot read property X labels of undefined. Props is not defined. That's still empty. That's still empty. No, we can do this.state inside the constructor because the constructor doesn't have a state yet. We only want to do the set state. This should be set state. That's true. Good catch. It's still empty, though. Component did mount. We're still having to do that thing, which is really annoying. That's not changing anything. Okay. So let's trace through this. Let's actually change this to will mount. Props is not defined. Right. This.props. I could do underscore this. That's fine. Yeah, and then we still have all this empty stuff. Can't read property X labels of undefined. But my list is still 0. just to make sure, like, I know it's getting there, but... Okay. So I shouldn't have to use this. I should just be able to do props. Because props comes into the constructor. Alright, so props has an attribute called thoughts, which is empty. But here, I'm using this.state.thoughts on both of these. That doesn't consume it, right? Like, we still have thoughts. And I guess here, really, there should be on thoughts change this dot update thoughts there too, but that doesn't really matter, right? Okay, if they're not updated on once they're set. Okay, look. This right here doesn't do anything. It calls this.props.onThoughtsChange, but that's it. Okay? But if I go and add a new thought, this will immediately update. See? So this is being updated because the outer state is being updated. That state cascades down. Have I bound update thoughts? Like, recent thoughts doesn't even need... Recent thoughts doesn't even need that. Except that it calls it when it mounts. So let's do that. Let's add that into here. So component did mount, it does that. Yeah, I know you're ready to update PyCharm, but I'm not updating you in the middle of a stream. I watched Fantastic Beasts, Dark Dev. It was really good. My oldest son enjoyed it. This.props.thoughts.map. You know what? Let me make sure that this stuff... The bind this thing, you don't have to do inside a component. You only have to do that inside of a class, I think. Yeah, Dark Dev, I know it came out in November. We don't go to the movies all that often. Like, the last thing we went and watched was, we went and watched Rogue One. And the last thing we watched before that was, I think, the Star Wars movie before that. I've been programming for about 20 years. Yeah, something like that. Dude, okay. Serializer, I would believe you on the binding if I hadn't done it here to where it didn't need to be bound. Right? Like, if I hadn't already done it to where I didn't need to bind it, then I'd be like, oh yeah, let's bind it. But I'm doing it without needing to bind it, so it's obviously working. right? Okay, let's figure this out. Let's not do that to thoughts. Maybe I'm destroying thoughts. No? No? React. And that's dying because this thing is all weird. Could I just define the data in here? Like, let's just try this. Unexpected token. Expected that thing to close. Okay, and then the rest of this is going to complain because this stuff is all screwy. I don't even know what you're trying to do up here, PyCharm, but that makes no sense. Can't read property X labels of undefined. Okay, so we're back to this, so that's cool. So that's a scatter line chart. This is a regular chart. Their example doesn't have any X labels. Do you see what you've done? Pause. Do you see what you've done? Copy. Constructor. It's going to get props, but I don't care what the props are. Okay. So that's fine. There's that. This is not how I wanted to do it, but there's that, right? So we have a thing. So now, all I want... I did answer your question, Dark Dev. I've been programming for about 20 years, which is a stupidly long time. But that's how long I've been programming. Okay, console. So we've got an object where thoughts is still empty. Okay. How can I call a function on the props? So onState's change is a prop, which points to this .update thoughts, which is a function. So the function comes into the props, and then we call that off the function. Functions are first-class citizens in modern JavaScript, so you just pass them around. It traces the reference back. Again, we've been doing that here. So it's working. And we're doing it here on the form too. See, the form has on submit, it does this fetch thing, and then it calls the on thoughts change. It's what it's been doing for like 3 weeks, dude. It's working, serializer. It's been doing this for like 3 weeks. So, sorry, I keep saying dude. Whoever you are. It's been doing this for like 3 weeks. It's definitely working. Without being bound. Because the page does not refresh when I add a new one of these. I hit record, and it immediately shows up. So, this is totally correct for modern React components. That's the way these things work. The problem is that we've got these, and those are fine, but what we want is we want to get the data in off of the other thing, and that's the part that's weird. I should be able to console log props, and I should see, yeah, see, that's the part that's horrible, is that I'm not getting those. So why are those not coming in? Because this right here is setting the state. This state is being passed through to here, just like it's being passed through here. None of these things have their own state, as far as, like, see, they don't define their own state anywhere, right? They're merely rendering out the state from somewhere else. It's 12:30. I'm gonna call this a day in a minute. But it's definitely interesting that this is not working like any of us are expecting. I have a really stupid idea. Okay, that didn't change anything. Great. Okay, good. My stupid idea was a stupid idea. Okay. Constructor is right? Yeah, constructor. Super. Okay. So props should exist at that point. When I do that, it ought to be rendering the props. Why is that not working? I don't need this prop types thing here. Okay, so there, I got that. So let's take out that one. Let's just look at this one. 0, 0, 0, and then finally it's at 10. Okay. So let's make a new function that's like define data. Right? And so it's a function that does something. For now, let's just make it say console.log here. Okay, and then here we're going to say this dot define data. And when we call this, we get here. Sweet. Okay. So we can make this return our data object, right? So like let's take all of this. It's there. And let's say var data equals that. And we're going to return data. And so here we could say this dot define data. And we should still get the exact same chart. We do. Okay. So now what I want to do is inside here, I want to do console.log this.props.thoughts. And we get nothing, and then finally we get something. Okay. Cool. Okay. So we're getting there. So labels, we're always going to have 10 of these. So we want 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, data sets is going to be just one data set. And let's just call this feelings. Fill is equal to true. I really don't care about any of the rest of this stuff. I'm going to take all of that off. And take that off. Okay. And then inside here, this is where I want to do the map. So let's just do this. Thoughts. Let thoughts equal this dot props dot thoughts, or null. No, let's leave that as let, because let gives it the local thing, right? If thoughts dot length does not equal 0, then I'm going to do something else. Var data equals this. The labels is going to be the same. Data sets is going to be that. So inside here, we'll just update things. Label is feelings. Fill is true. We're going to leave that alone. So we don't even need the else. We're just going to do that. Okay. So if we have some thoughts, then datasets 0 dot data equals something. Check that out. Okay, so there's that. Dark Dev, no, I'm not doing Java. I will eventually do Java. I'm just not doing Java right now. Okay, so here what I want is I want to do this dot props dot thoughts dot map, and then inside here it's going to be thought something, and we're going to return thought dot condition. What? Look at that. Oh, what do we get, everybody? We got the thing. Now, it looks horrible. It looks absolutely terrible. But we got a thing. Which is all I really want right now. I just want a thing. That's for scatter. Which actually, scatter is probably what I want more than anything else. I probably want a scatter chart. Right? I mean, yeah. That's probably what I actually want. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. But we got one. Okay? We got it working. We got a chart thing here. And actually, I could say data.labels equals this dot props dot thoughts dot map. I don't even care what comes in. Return that. Just to make sure I have... Yep, there we go. I suppose here I could do thought dot date, right? I'd have to take thoughts in again. How did I do that before? Or I could do thought dot condition something. What is it on the API? Condition display. Ooh, no, that's terrible. We don't want to do that at all. That's much better. Okay. So we've got that. And then is there a way that I can give each data point its own? That's not useful. So I'd have to give each thing. So I would return a list of items, and I'd return something here that was like label would be thought.condition display value would be thought.condition. Something like that. Yeah, that's not loading. Data array as an array of numbers. In this case, the data.labels array must be specified and must contain a label for each point, or in the case of labels to be displayed over multiple lines, an array of labels. The alternate is used for sparse data sets. Data is specified using an object containing X and Y properties. This is used for scatter charts. But then I have to do stuff like that. Okay, so this isn't something I want to do right now, and that's fine. I will just leave it at this. I will commit this. There we go. It comes in. It doesn't look like I want it to, but it's fine. It comes in. So let's do a commit. And we'll say React chart. Do a push. Do a push. And I'm really tired of standing up here. It's been almost 3 hours, but we had some problems in the beginning, so that's cool. I will stick around for about 5 more minutes. If y'all have a question or something that you want to ask. So, what's up? Who's got questions? I will try to have answers. I make no promises about answers, but I'll try. But what's up, everybody? Am I ready for Ludum Dare? No. I'm not at all ready for Ludum Dare. My friend Owen and I are supposed to be doing it together. We're supposed to be using a Rust library called GGEasy. I have written 0 lines of Rust, and I don't even have his examples that he wrote running yet. I was trying to get SDL to install and was having nothing but issues. So I have not done anything there. I probably should have, but I have not. So, yeah, no, I haven't done anything. But that's fine. We'll see how this works out. Because either it works or it doesn't, and that's all that matters. Right? If it works, then cool. And if it doesn't work, then cool. That's fine. I don't really care. Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at on that one. There we go. That looks a little nicer. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes. We may not get anything done at all. We'll find out. So, yeah. Are you doing Ludum Dare? Dark Dev? And if you're not, you definitely should. And yeah, I'm not doing a programming language that I love. I'm doing a programming language I have absolutely no experience with. So that makes it really fun. We'll find out how that works. Vortex Dude, I think I remember your name. That sounds familiar. But yeah. So Serializer, you're back. You're back just in time for me to say goodbye. Because I'm done. Because it's been a long day already. So we'll see. But yeah, I think I'm going to do Ludum Dare. I think I'm going to try and stream at least part of it. I don't know that we're going to stream all of it because that's a lot to stream. Because that's what, it's 48 hours. I don't want to do a 48-hour stream. That's ridiculous. But yeah, so we'll see. Serializer, what am I making, or am I just making something to learn? What do you mean, what am I making? Like, what am I making here? This thing? Or what am I making in Ludum Dare? Because if it's what am I making in Ludum Dare, I don't know yet, other than a game. Because Ludum Dare is a spontaneous game competition. This thing. So this thing is an application. It's a web app for recording how you're feeling. And it's a web app. It's an API. It's got a React front-end component to it. And then starting, hopefully next week, we are going to start building an Android app that ties into it. That's what we were doing the OAuth for earlier. So, yeah, that's why we were doing OAuth. So, yeah, I think it's cool. We got a lot of stuff going. I've had some ups and downs in my feelings, as you can tell, but it's okay. All right, so I'm gonna say good night to all of you. Good afternoon, goodbye, good morning, good whatever it is, and I will see all of you next week. So thanks a lot for hanging out.